Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Tuesday, July 28th. Let's take a look at what's going on in today's Biotech news, no? Wait, what's going on here? Okay, that's fine. GSK unveils cost-saving plans to fund R&D, moves research headquarters. Their three-year plan will divert resources to late-stage R&D or shift its research-based, didn't say where, but CEO Luke Miles is tight-lipped about job losses. Well, that's what a CEO is supposed to do, right? Cost cutting at no expense of any human capital. Never. Eli Lilly takes top spot on new biopharma productivity ranking, whatever that is. Insight ditches phase one JAK inhibitor for next gen options. Okay. Alt-immune GLP-1 curbs heavy drinking. So GLP-1 now, this is like the silver bullet for everything. GLP-1 can now curb heavy drinking. So it's like an anti-alcoholic drug. An unequivocal phase 2 win. Sounds good. Um, Atea's hepatitis C asset matches Gilead's, how do you say this? EPCL USA. 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 Well, that's in the spirit of this past World Cup. We love it. So, okay, so it's Hep C. GSK partner Hansol reports another phase 3 win for Priority ADC. All right. Good for Hansol, good for GSK. None of these are really interesting from a kind of innovation perspective. Let's take a look at Biopharma Dive. GSK prepares for patent cliff with 2.5 billion cost cutting plan. That's a little more detail than what the Fierce Biotech title have disclosed. Yet to reveal what kind of job cuts. Okay, same along the same lines, so no longer interesting. Uh, an eye drug biotech banks 118 million in stocks. Its executive suite. Maybe this one. Maybe take a look at this one. FDA was all in on AI. What will that change? Sarepta, in search of a turnaround, tapped X AppB, pardon me, executive Severino. We already covered that story yesterday, or mentioned it yesterday, or we've seen that yesterday. FDA scientists question Capricorn data. Yeah, whatever. So maybe let's just open up this one. Let's open a new tab. Okay. In the meantime, let's just take a look at Seeking Alpha. Today, the earliest ones here. Alt-immune rises. Yeah, we already saw that. In Livex plunges in pre-market trade after announcing 400 million private placement. Holy shit. It's like down 47.42%. That's crazy. Replimune joins Capricorn and post-briefing doc sell-off. That's, oh my god, 38%. That's real unfortunate. Corbus gets green light to begin pivotal trial for ADC and uh, oral pharyngeal cancer. It's basically like unmoved. Clinissa. Somehow I read that word as like kinksa, kinkisa. Clinissa projects 980 million 2026 revenue guidance while advancing KPL into phase 3. Pastorare. Uh, yeah, what does this company do? Well, they're up 25%. So they gave their earnings report and projections. Uh-huh. Interesting. Isn't this week like the AI company hyperscaler earnings release week for quarter 2? Maybe. But this company obviously has some good news for its investors. Inside forecast net sales. So these are all just like earnings call. Okay. Promise jumps after early stage trial data in Alzheimer's. Alkermes expects total revenue, and these guys didn't do as hot. Mapline Therapeutics recover a portion of Monday's route. Okay, nice bounce back from that Light. Yeah, what do they do? Kind of wonder. Let's also take a look at that. So those two are our potential leads. Claris Bio has appointed veteran CEO Stephen Brady, Tom's brother, to lead advanced development of what it hopes to be the first drug therapy for a blinding condition called limbo stem cell deficiency. Wow. Netted 118 million to support its bid to develop some Samsara Biocapital called that Series B round. Include a number of other investors such as Sofinova Investments and Novo Holdings. Claris will fund its Propel prospect to late-stage testing in early next year for people with a blinding condition. All right. LSCD occurs when an eye's limbal stem cells are so damaged or depleted they can't repair the outermost layer of the cornea. It may cause a trauma to the eye, such as from a chemical burn or ocular surgery, or emerge via collateral damage from autoimmune conditions. Some estimates hold that 300,000 people in the US are diagnosed with LSCD and being actively treated. Okay? So they believe that the market is bigger than that. No medications are specifically approved. Milder cases can be damaged. More severe ones require surgical. Dubbed CSB001, the drug targets hepatocyte growth factor. Hepatocyte? Isn't that like liver? A protein that helps protect and repair various tissues and organs. It was discovered by Japanese biotech Kringle Pharma, which is developing the treatment for acute spinal cord injuries and other conditions. Claris licensed rights to the therapy in eye disease in 2020, and 4 years later, emerged from 4 years later, they acquired this existing molecule, and 4 years later, they emerged from stealth. So what have they been doing in those 4 years? Keeping an already existing molecule in stealth. What are they waiting for, guys? Neurotropic keratitis. Though it didn't succeed in that indication, researchers saw a meaningful improvement in other patients. Startup investors believe that not only do what data warrant a significant infusion of capital, we also need to beef up the team. So, by hiring some high-paying executives, you will get better data. I'm sure you will. What about MapLight? What do they do? Stop giving me the ads or the offers. Come on, Seeking Alpha. Shares of MapLight clinical stage rose 23%, rebounding after a crushing 70% collapse in the previous session. Mixed phase 2 results for company lead schizophrenia candidate. Stock, which closed 30, plummeted to a low of $9.10. On July 27th, they released the top-line result from its phase 2. So what happened yesterday that made the stock climb back up? Plan to engage the FDA, ability, IRIS trial, more constructive assessment management noted that the complete analysis effect size of 0.50 sits at the higher end of the range of approved antipsychotics and pointed to a positive cognitive signal as support for advancing into a confirmatory pivotal study. So they're going to burn more cash to prove themselves right. MapLight. Interesting. Anything else we can take a look at? It just looks really thin. Yeah, what about this stock right here, Clinissa, that popped here? Let's take a look. What do these guys do? MapLight, not so interesting. These guys, also not so interesting. Claris, eh. Clinissa. Management view. Halfway through 26. Data. CRP. What is CRP? Phase 3 trial of KPL 378. Pastore. Sanj Patel. Uh-huh. Right. Q&A, da-da-da. All those bankers, analysts, or research, what are they called? Equity research special experts. Final takeaway. Phase 3 enrollment. Are they overblowing this? 980 million? That's pretty good. Yeah, what do these guys do? What do they treat? What disease? Median time to CRP. Recurring pericarditis? Carditis? Okay, let's see, what does this drug, or what is this condition? Irritation of the pericardium, the thin sac surrounding the heart. Okay. Chest pain. Interesting. Okay. Clinissa? What is this company's market cap? Clinissa. Take a look at Yahoo Finance. Market cap. Come on. 6.112 billion. Not too bad. All right. Maybe we can take a look at the history of this company. Let's take a look. What does Clinissa do? Is Clinissa a good company to work for? Who's the CEO of Clinissa? Does Clinissa pay dividends? All those very pertinent questions. Let's see. Make a difference for patients living with debilitating diseases. Chat. New chat. What is the history of Clinissa Pharma and its lead drug candidate discovery? It was founded barely 10 years ago, led by Sanj Patel. Rather than solely rely on early stage de novo drug discovery, they built its pipeline using a mix of internal development, strategic licensing of mid to late stage assets with strong underlying biological rationales. So they're not actually an innovative company. They're doing in licensing. Their most prominent commercial asset is Arcalyst, rilonacept, which serves as anchor of its cardiovascular portfolio. Was originally developed by Regeneron. Oh my god, they basically licensed in a shelved Regeneron drug subcutaneously recombinant dimeric fusion protein of interleukin alpha and interleukin beta signaling. They secure rights to Arcalyst to target recurrent pericarditis. Carditis. Hmm. They basically in license the like. This is really not interesting. It's kind of like what we're doing right now with all the companies are on the drug assets, drug candidates being developed by China. We're just snatching up those molecules and building companies, aka Newco, on on top of these existing molecules. It really doesn't do us any good in our quest or in our effort to stay on the leading edge for US biotechs, for pharma and biotechnology as a sector. We really need more innovative. That's what I'm interested in, like to look at the innovative companies and their growth stories or their yeah, how they got to where they are today. But it really still the same story. It's just really not that interesting to see like how a bunch of seasoned biopharma executives slash entrepreneurs just rounded up a bunch of cash and started and licensed another molecule that was shelved by a big pharma. Hmm. Claris, yeah, that's also not interesting. Yeah, RA Capital, MapLight, Shares Sync. Yeah, yeah, I don't know what's interesting. Didn't really want to go on to the Kanissa story. This is so dumb. Uh, how about let's take a look at the Fierce tracker. Fierce Biotech funding tracker. Anybody else that got funded? Crystallis, Advanced Cell, Crystallis, Advanced Cell. Did we do this one? Drag Therapeutics. Drag. Major depressive disorder. I don't know if that's that interesting. Drug farm. Shanghai. So no. Celea. Lycia or Lycia? Lycia. Huh. Did we do a coverage on Lycia? Lycia? No. Okay. 75 million. Oblenio. Allen. All in, like all in. This one. Yeah, I don't know. Should we look at all in? They raised a lot of money. Maybe that will be interesting. I think we already covered these guys. I actually don't remember. Reverse merger. The licensing of an alpha 1 antitrypsin deficiency candidate from another Chinese biotech. Oral SARM1. Sclerosis. Memento. Yeah, I don't know what to really make of it. Ethereal Bile City Therapeutics. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of tired today, so maybe we don't look at an individual farmer story, but look at yeah, it's not orphan drug. Okay, maybe let's just take a look at Kaushi. So FDA reclassified BPC 157. What is it ranked by? New, closing soon, trending, volatile, closing, reverse sort. Let's just do what's new. The Takeda drug. This is the newest market, right? Let's take a look at this market. Order book. Started earlier this week. Yeah, it's crazy. 90%. Has it already started? It has already started. When does the market close? Market rules. Yes, if FDA a full approval or accelerated approval. So no. When? Oh, in 2026. Okay. Oveproton. Yeah, what is this drug? Let's just take a look. TAC 861 is investigational oral or orexin receptor developed to treat narcolepsy. All right, let's just ask AI this question. This very simple question. What is the the likelihood? That's the same question that Kelsey asked. Kelsey asked of FDA approving this drug in 2026. Ugh. Is exceptionally high. In February 2020, FDA accepted Takeda's new drug application. Granted, so they granted priority review, which is typically reserved for drugs that offer major advances. I know what a priority review is. Treatment with no adequate therapy exists. PDUFA date. Set a PDUFA date for third quarter of 26, late September, because I think in February. So about September. Yeah, about 7 months. It's a formal decision expected very soon. The FDA NDA filing is backed by positive results from global phase 3 trials, which successfully met primary and secondary endpoints. Global momentum over Paraxon has already received its first international approval. Oh, it's a freaking molecule from China, providing additional. So essentially, it's like license. Did Takeda license in no, did not license. Internally discovered and developed by Takeda's own research. Let's see if there's a story behind it. How was TAC 801 discovered by Takeda? Orexin deficiency caused by the loss of orexin producing neurons in the brain could directly target. Researchers aim to design a molecule target and activate the remaining orexin receptor 2 to restore proper signal and promote wakefulness. Scientists utilize an internal drug design, synthesize highly potent, optimize novel chemical compounds, overcome pharmacokinetic safety hurdles. Moving to human trials, the research team validated using in vitro assays to establish animal models for narcolepsy, demonstrating the molecule could effectively reduce cataplexy-like episodes and restore normal wakefulness. What's narcolepsy again? Is it like long-term brain disorder featuring excessive daytime sleepiness, sudden sleep attack, and sudden muscle weakness? Cataplexy. Narcolepsy. Sleepy all day, without warning during normal daily. Isn't that the kind of stuff that you see in movies? Cataplexy. Huh. This is almost comic. You can fall asleep while doing tasks. Let's see. How long have we been live streaming? Is there a timer? Let's see. Timer. How do you look at the timer here? Recording. Should be up here, no? No timer? There's gotta be a timer. Oh, here, live, 27 minutes. Okay, we'll just make this real quick. Meet the women who stands to inherit. This is a nice, like, gossip story about the child molester and his heir. Obviously, I mean, apparently it's a girl. Interesting. And this is published by New York Times. Girlfriend Karina Shululiak. Good for her. All that dirty money. Okay. Narcolepsy. Justice be served. She should go to jail too. Well, let's see. What's she doing? Unavailable. Assumptions. So you. What? Let's see. 16. Fall asleep out of nowhere. A little. Medication. About to fall asleep. And she drives an RV? Great idea. Well, let's get some treatment for it. Maybe that's gonna. The answer is this Takeda drug. Overporexaton. What do you think? 89 cents? Should I make 12 cents on a dollar for every dollar that I bet on this? Should we do it? Max payout 0. So if you do $10, it's $11.14 of profit. I mean, $1.14 of profit if you bet it correctly. So, what do you think? I don't know. Encouraging, huh? Good luck, guys. Don't fall asleep behind the wheel. Be safe out there. And you too. Thank you for watching. And I'm gonna end the stream. Have a good night. Adios.